Hello, hello. This is Sandy from Ledoux Designs. And today, if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching a replay. So it could be day, could be night. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. Tonight we're going to color up some images from the Sassy Club. This is going to be a two-part video because I won't have time to actually make the card that we're going to make. So we're going to make a card similar to this. It'll be a little bit different. It's going to have different characters because we don't have time to color them all. We are going to make this pop up. It lays flat and pops up. So we are going to do that. If you popped on, say hi so I can make sure I can see comments. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I've chosen a few of the monsters because we won't have time to do them all, but we're gonna start with the monsters tonight, and I have chosen several because we need several for that pop-up window. So hi Lisa. So we're gonna do Boo all dressed up, and we're gonna do Mike Wazowski and the little toy that Mike uses to entertain Boo. And then we're also gonna do Celia. This is my favorite one, I think. I just love it. We're gonna start with this one. So much purple in her, it's amazing. So anyway, it's the whole group and Boo in costume and out of costume. And then we have all the other characters and a door and some sentiments. So pretty cool sets, lots of good stuff in there. Even the canisters are up here, and we'll probably color some of those as well because we might need them for the accent for the card. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in because we have a lot of coloring to do. I have already cut the images out, as you can see, and prepared them so you would not have to wait for me to fussy cut them out. And I have this thing called a standard grip mat. I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's sticky. So I'm going to use this wherever my hand is going to sit, and then I'm going to put the image on this sticky part so it stays still for me and gives me a bigger surface. Sully is your favorite. I was trying to come up with a scene that I was going to do, and that's why I haven't chosen Sully, but I'll probably do Sully on a quick video, like on a video short. So I'll probably end up doing most of them, if not all of them, on shorts. Sully's your favorite. Mike Wazowski is I like Mike Wazowski, but this girl coloring, she's my favorite. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start out with the lightest colors first because it just gives it time to dry, and that way I won't pull them into the other colors, and it's just super helpful there. So I've zoomed in a lot so you guys can see. I'm going to put the markers here so you know which color I'm on all the time. And we're going to use this C1 to just do the white of her eye. So we're using C1 just to put a little bit in there. Now I know that's going to be hard to see on camera, but it is there, I promise. And then, hi Renee, we're going to use the colorless blender to just kind of blend that out a little bit. It'll just give a little bit of dimension to that eye when we get ready to color it up with a color. Yay! Okay, good. I'm glad the zoom in's working. I wanted it to be pretty up close so you guys can really see. So she has, like, I'm gonna kind of do her like the movies so you'll be used to seeing it. So we're gonna start with her body first, and then we'll go from there. So for her body, I chose, and I have my markers lined up here for, I usually put them on my left, so maybe I'll scoot this over so we can see them over here. There we go. All right, so you'll be able to see the numbers. It kind of shadows it, but okay. So I'll put the caps right here and you'll be able to see what number we're on. So we're gonna start with V06. So we're gonna be mixing up our colors quite a bit. So we're gonna do V06 and V15, V04, V12, V01, and we may throw in some other stuff. I'm going to be mixing it up because I'm trying to get to a certain color. So we're going to go ahead and start with the darkest color. So I'm going to put that where I want the shadow areas to be. So up here where her hair or snakes, or whichever way you want to look at that.
You can tell her I said hi. I'm your person.
Dale says hi. He's sitting a little far from the computer, so he can't say hi up close. He's sitting on the floor. So we're just going to put in our shadow area first, and I am going to put it along this side because I want it to appear like that this little piece right here is shadowing her face. So we have a little bit of it here as well, and then we'll put it, I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to do it in sections. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully that'll move us along a little bit faster than opening and closing the caps over and over again. I feel like it might be a little bit faster if I just do it all in one shot. So that is the plan. So now I'm going to go under her dress, and her dress is going to be like a Mike Wazowski green color. So I don't want to get any of the purple in the green area, in the area that's going to be green. And the tentacles are overlapping, so we want to make sure we show some shadow in those. Also, whatever's on the ground would have a little bit of shadow, so we're going to go along the edges right here as well. So it's a little bit delicate with this first color because this color is so dark, and I want to make sure I don't go outside the lines or anything. And then she has one more arm over here, or tentacle. I guess she's kind of an octopus looking lady. Not really sure what she is. Medusa maybe? She looks like a Medusa a little bit. Okay, so we have all of those. Now I'm going to put a little bit of color in these, but we're going to be changing this color up, so we won't be messing with these after I put this initial color in those, because I'm going to be changing those to more of a pink tone, but the pink is an RV, so it will go with the V color pretty well. So we're just going to do that to get that started out for now. All right, so here we go. We're going deep into it fast right away. All right, next color is V15. And we're just going to pull from that original color we put in there and just extend it out a bit. Just making it a little bit longer. Now this is definitely a different color tone of purple. So the other one was a little bit more on the fuchsia side, and this one's a little bit more muted. So bear with me. We're going to do a little back and forth with these colors. Muted, fuchsia, just to kind of start building out that color that I'm looking for her. So once you have the stamps and you're coloring it yourself, you can choose whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be like the movie or anything. I couldn't find you for some reason. Yay, you're here now. You haven't missed much. We're only on the second color, so we're good. And I upload to YouTube after the live, so it'll be active late tonight or tomorrow morning. Depends on how long it takes to upload. And you'll be able to watch the beginning part. You didn't miss a whole lot. We just talked about what we're going to do tonight. And depending on how long these take, we could end up doing some of them, all of them, I don't know. However many I can fit in one night. And I know somebody said that Sully was their favorite, even though I didn't choose Sully necessarily to color tonight. That doesn't mean we can't fit it in if we can get these done a little bit faster than we normally do. But I like to teach while I'm doing it, so sometimes it takes me just a little bit longer to get through it. This one goes back to a bit of the fuchsia. It still has a lot of purple in it though. This is a strange color. This one here. And this is kind of more like the true color. It's the third color in the combination. But in the end, it really isn't going to be this color. So just bear with me. All the colors are changing. It's like a chameleon going on here. So I don't know, while I'm coloring, I'm going to mention a few things. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been doing, hey Heather, I've been doing some speed coloring videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that good stuff to give you guys a fix when I'm not live, so you'll still have some coloring to watch. There may be some tutorial ones coming soon on YouTube as well, so just bear with me. My YouTube hasn't built up quite yet, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. But I'll continue to do shorts because it seems like everybody likes that. Get the little quick fix. Okay, look at how pretty she is. Oh, you've been watching them? You love that? Hi, Tammy. It's great to see you here. Okay, I have V12 next. I'm so glad you've been watching them. That really makes me happy. Dale says it takes me longer to choose a video, a music to play along with my video than it does for me to do the video. But for some reason, I don't know. I struggle with what the video should be, what the music should be. I don't know why that is. But it has to do with like how long the video is and, you know, if it'll fit, and I've sped it up. It's a lot of learning I've been going through. So, yeah, just bear with me. You love the Monsters Ink stamp? I love it too. This is the Sassy Club, and I put a link to their shop in the group so you could find it if you wanted to. She has super cool new release coming out too, so if you like this kind of stuff, you might want to be watching for that. If you don't mind and you decide you want to get some, use that affiliate link. I would really appreciate it. You don't have to, but it would be nice. I like your videos lately, Adele. I've been watching all of yours. I can't share it. It doesn't have a share button on here for your lives. I love to share for you. Yeah, I don't know why. I am a public group, so I went live by a little bit different path this time. So maybe that has something to do with it. I'll go back to doing it the other way next time. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be tomorrow when we put the card together and finish any coloring we have to finish. I didn't do the top of her eye, so I am going to have to go back and do that. But now we're going to use V01 to kind of blend all of that together and just kind of get a smooth blend. She doesn't really have any texture on her, just on her outfit. So we are going to be texturing her outfit tonight. So a new technique there, but look at how beautiful that blends together. It's such a pretty color. Now you guys know why I really like her, because she's purple. I'd be okay being this color purple, I think. I haven't gotten my hair done lately, so I go on Friday to make it purple again. I'm excited about it. I really like it when it's purple. It makes me happy. I could use some things to make me happy these days. That's why I'm doing all the coloring. Coloring, it makes me happy. Look at these tentacles. So cool looking. I always shared before, so I feel bad I can't now. It's okay. I really think it's the way that I went live. I went live straight from Facebook, and there's some other buttons that I was pushing before to change the way that happened, but it happened to work tonight, so I just left it. This is me pushing the color back in the lines. I got a little bit out on her elbow, so I was just fixing that up a little bit. And now I'm going to go back in and use those same colors, V06 first. I want to work on her eye. And I like to put the darkest color all the way around so the eye really stands out. Purple lady, I know, right?
You forgot a tentacle.
I forgot a tentacle.
Yeah.
Did I forget the hand?
Yep.
I see. Yep, you're right. I did. So we'll just go back in and do that here in a minute. Did you pick that out, or did one of the people watching notice that?
I noticed.
She's holding her hair up. Thanks, Dale. So I went back to V06, and this is V15. We got to get this hand done at the same time that we're doing her eye. And then V04. I bet you guys do that too when you color sometimes. Do you ever miss a spot and you have to go back and fix it? I do it sometimes. It's not an uncommon occurrence for me. V12 is next. This one is going to be really light, but I'm still going to leave a very light highlight up there for the last color on her eye. So it kind of stands out now, but it's going to look, you just forget the color. That's funny. I've been coloring a lot today. And I made cards today too. So I'm kind of going over this and over it. Can you see it making a much lighter line right there, because there's so much more colorless blender in this color that it'll move the ink around a little bit and give her that little bit of highlight on the top of her eyelid. Okay. So now we are finished with those colors, and we're going to move on to her hair. Okay, so her hair is got some texture as well, so we're going to put some of that in there. So bear with me, it's going to look a little crazy when I first do it, but I think that we need to do this to get the hair textured. So V05 is what we're going to start. Celia May, aka Purple Lady, yes. So this part of her hair, when you look at it, looks like it has these dashes, and I'm sure it's the way that her hair is, like, I don't know, braided maybe. So we're just going to put these lines in here all the way around, down to about the curve of the snake's neck. And you don't really have to be too awful specific on where you put the lines, just so long as you get the area covered. And then I'm going to put just a few down here on that little guy. And then we have to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to flip her upside down, like snake skin. Yep. This is the fastest way to do it. I'm sure that you could give it more like scale look if you wanted, but I felt like it kind of looked like this, so I thought this would be easier. an easier technique, and it looks pretty cool when it's done. So I like using this mat, but I don't like it when my hand sticks to it. But it is helpful for you guys to see the image after it's already been cut down. And then we're going to put a little bit down here, so there'll be some on that other little guy too. And then because these, I believe, are the tails of the snakes, we're going to put a little bit in there as well. You haven't watched that in so long. Oh yes, I just watched it, I think it was last weekend or maybe the weekend before. Now this color is significantly different. So this is hydrangea blue. So it's a BV color. It's blue and purple. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with those lines. We're just going to do it with this darker color as well. Kind of blends them all together, but still leaves those lines and makes it look more snake-ish, if you will. So, and I'm just randomly putting them in there, not really anywhere specific. And this is just what I saw in my head, so that's why I chose to do it this way. It wasn't like a lesson or anything. It's just what I thought would give it some texture. And you can watch this on the Disney Channel if you have the Disney Channel. I watched both of the Monsters Inc. movies in the same day. So now this one I'm trying to keep with the motion of her hair. So that's why I have to turn it and kind of do my little dashes in a round motion so that it's kind of going around her hair the way that I want it to go. And then we need a few down here because, you know, and some over here. And there we go. So with this color, I also am now going to put some shadow area on these little snakes. I want them to be more on the purple side and less on the fuchsia side, so so they stand out separately from her body and stuff. So I chose this darker color for that. I'm also going to do some shadow area in her hair with this color as well. I'm also going to put just a little bit between the eyes. These little snakes, oh my gosh, they are so cute. They make me want to laugh just looking at them. Hey Mama, nice to see you popped in. So I'm going to do this artist drawn line. I'm going to put some dark color on that one. And then I'm going to do around the edge of her face and a little bit from here, just so this starts to look a little more full. I think that'll make it look more shadowed there. I think we should probably have some there. Okay, I'm going to turn her upside down again. I'm going to do just a little bit around those, a little bit here under these eyes of this little snakes, and then we'll go along some of this and right along the side of her hair. And we want to kind of try to keep that part in the center, the darkest area. So there we go. We're starting to really build that up into a different color. So now we're going to go back to V25, and this one we're going to blend out our little snakes. It's a very light color, but a little bit more on the blue purple. Just want to make sure these snakes are dark enough we can see them, but not too dark. So we're just making sure. I mean, whenever something is the same color, you know, all purple, you want to mess around with the shades of the purple so it's a little bit different. This is so cool. Talk about dreadlocks, right? Exactly. And this is going to make it look that way. And look how easy that was. It's just lines. You didn't have to do anything special. Just make some lines and you can do it. It's not too hard. Tried to come up with an easy way to show you guys how to do it so it didn't feel like it was complicated, if you will. I want you guys to try it because I think it's really neat. I have to jet. I will catch up on YouTube. Okay, ta-ta for now. Yay! Okay, I'm going to put a little bit in this area right here. But again, I'm still leaving this part alone because I want it to be a way different color than that. Okay, I'm going to use V22 to keep working on the little snakes. It's a much lighter color, but it's very similar to the one we used before. So it's just kind of that very light color to blend out what we have on there. Don't really want to go a whole lot different than that. But we're just kind of blending this out. And we're going to put one more color over top of this, just to kind of keep it a little bit darker. But I do want this blend to be pretty good. So I'm working it a little bit slow to make sure we get a really good blend. Thanks for popping in, Lisa. I mean, these little faces make me laugh. And you can't see their mouths, but their eyes say everything. Wait till we color their eyes. We are going to color their eyes, all their eyes. Then they're really gonna stand out. Okay, so now they look way different than her body, which I'm really happy about. And then I'm going to grab the V12 and the V01 from the previous color combination so that I can add in these colors to tie in the two designs. So this is the V12. It's more of the pink color. So I'm just getting some of it. I'm light. This is like a 1. I'm very lightly touching the paper. I don't want to blend it too dark, and I don't want to wash out those lines I put in there. So I'm just barely touching it. Because I want to fill in all those white areas. And I'm not going to put any in the little snake. V01. I'm going to do it one more time. And that will be enough. And I'm also going to go over the snake just to make sure that those two colors mix very, very well. This is just a little bit of a brighter pink that kind of brings them together, makes them look perfect. It did take me a little bit of time to figure out these colors I wanted you to do. Look how cute she is. Hi, Darlene. Yes, she is adorable. I really like her. She was one of my faves to color. That's why we started with her. But I liked coloring all of them. I would say Sully was the biggest one that took the most time because he's the biggest character. But but it was great. Okay, I'm going to use this last color to blend in those sideburns as well, or side snakes, or whatever you want to call them. I don't really know what they are. So that takes care of that part. And now we're going to switch to doing the rest of these and her lips. So we are going to use RV04, 02, and 00, side snakes. I know I was like sideburns, side snakes, I'm not really sure. This one is really, really pink, so I'm only going to use this one for lip liner. Because she's got big lips, we got to give her a little bit of lip liner. And then we'll blend her out. Well, maybe I'll put a little bit in her. Just on the bottom, in her sideburns. And this one will be just the part that's right up by her face. I've never seen these images. Side rattles. That sounds perfect. They're the Sassy Club is the name of the company, and I put a link to the shop because I have so many of these. I mean, we are going to switch to some other companies, but we'll be back to these for sure because there are so many I'd love to do. You should check out her site. I put an affiliate link out there. You guys can use that if you want. It's not required. You want her? Yeah, she's pretty cool. This is RV00, and I'm just going to blend the rest of those. And I did them in pinks again so they would stand out a little bit different than the rest of her. And now we're going to blend her little lips. But that really bright pink kept her her outline of her lips very nicely. So now we're finished with those. We're going to do just the collar in this BG13 and BG11, and then we're going to do her dress. Once I get home, I'm going to get her and maybe a few others. Yeah, and the set, actually, there's two sets. This one is We Scare, and this one is For You. And they have all the characters in there. Okay, I'm going to go first right up around her neck because we're only using 2 colors, so I don't need a whole lot in here, but I want to put these little lines so it kind of looks like it's ruffled. It's a little hard to see with you guys looking so it's not as up close as what I see, but hopefully you can see it enough. And I'll show it up close when we're done. I'm going to use BG11 just to blend that out a little bit, and I'm only going to do it for a second. And then I'm going to go back in one more time with BG13 and just make those a little more obvious. So this was your show for kids? Yes, it was. But I'm a kid at heart, so I watch all the kid shows. Even now. Even when I didn't have any grandbabies or kids. Even when I was young. I have always been a fan of these shows. I love to watch them. Okay, now we're going to go to green for her dress. Now her dress has what looks like a bit of scales on it, so we're going to build that, and it will be very quick, but let me show you how we do that. So G07 is the darkest color, so I'm going to start here by making these little scallops with the tip of the marker, and I'm just going to go down her dress. The more upright I hold the pen, the tinier the lines will be. And I could have done it with like a black or something, but I thought it just blended so much nicer if it was just in the color that the dress was in. So I'm just making these little scallop hooks all the way down her dress. They don't have to be perfect, just as long as you get some in there. That's all that really matters. We love kids, so yes. But you've never seen this one. It's really good. It's really cute. I'm going to put some shadow around the areas where I want it to be shadowed. So just around a few of the edges. And then we're going to switch to the next color, which is going to be YG17. So this one colored up a little bit quicker than I thought it would. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in the rest of the around the outside and around the bottom of the dress with this color, because I feel like it's a little bit too close to the other one, that you lose a bit of the pattern if you use too much of it. And then when we switch to the YG03, that's when we'll color in the rest of it. But we're not going to color it like this, because we're just going to dot the center parts. I don't want to blend together these colors. I just want to add color to the inside part where it's white. And now I've patterned her dress. And then I'm going to use this YG03 to go around each one of these little guys' eyes. Oh my goodness. This is the part that makes me giggle. So if I laugh, you know, I just can't help myself. But look how cute they look when you put their little eyes on there. This is not a requirement, but oh my gosh, so worth it. It makes such an impact. And it's not too hard. You just have to hold the marker upright and just go around those center black parts of the eyes. Yes, it is a great top dotting. It makes it stand out and looks great. And of course the dragon's sold out. Oh no. Yeah, of course. Okay, I want to do her eye different because I don't want it to look like these ones' eyes. So I chose B06, 04, and 02 to do her big eye. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing this outside piece right here with the B06, kind of the dark area right here. And then I'm also going to do up by her eyelid pretty dark as well. I should actually, let's go ahead and leave the cap off of this one and just do some of these little striations in this eye, because it's big enough you'd be able to see it. So we want to get those in there. B04 is the next color, and we're just going to blend along that line that we put there and finish circling her eye a little bit up here at the top. And then I'm going to do a couple of these lines going from the other direction. So right now it looks pretty cool. We have 2 more steps to do. Where is I thought I pulled all my markers out, and now I'm realizing I'm missing one. Still want to be able to color like you when I grow up. Just practice. That's all you got to do. And there'll be lots of videos for you to use. So I'm going to just dot in the rest of this color. Of course, it covers up a lot because I haven't used the magic one yet, which normally I use G00, but tonight we're going to use G000. And we're just going to take that and run it in a half circle around her eye like this a couple of times until we start seeing the ink moving around. Once we see the ink moving, then we're going to stop. I see it moving. Starting to move now. I'm going to give it a second, and then I'm going to make a really tiny line and do it again. And now we have to go in and just fill in a little bit more with those lines and such so that we can see it all. So I'm going to go back in with B04. I washed out a little too far there. So I'm going to just go over these lines that we put with the darkest color last time and just work those lines out again so you can really see them. And then there we go. We have a very, very cool eye here. There we go. And when we put the whites in it, it's really gonna look good. I'm gonna hold it up now, but first I have to peel it off of this sticky mat. And we definitely don't want to tear it because we just worked so hard on it. So there's her eye and all her glory. Isn't she just the cutest? We might as well put the white gel pen on there while we have her out so I don't forget. So I have my white gel pen here, and then she'll be completely done. I'm going to put just a teeny bit like on her lip so that it makes her lips stand out. I'm going to put a little bit in her eye, and then I'm going to put tiny, tiny ones in these little guys' eyes. Just, they'll stand out more that way. Oh my goodness. Isn't that cute? The Sassy Club. The Sassy Club. Look. Look at those eyes. Aren't they cute? Okay, so she's adorable. We'll set her aside while her white gel pen dries, and we will pull out Mike Wazowski. Here he is. He's pretty easy because he's mostly one color. So let me move these colors so I can go back to the colors I need. So G07, 17, and YG03 we need for sure. And then we're also going to need, I have them pulled out, I just need to pull them over here real quick. So we're going to need 44, 42. When you do this many, you have a lot of colors out on your desk. Very cute eyes. I'll let you guys look at it while I'm, there we go. 44, 42, 41. We need our C1 and our colorless blender. And then we need VG 78, 75, and G 000. Okay, I got them. We're good to go now. Okay. So, Mike Wazowski. We're going to start with Mike's eye so we can get that gray in there just the way we did hers. So I'm just going to put this C1 all the way around his eye. Now, I know there's at one part in the movie where he sprays stuff into his eye and it makes his eye all red. So you could do that too. It would be funny. Mike Wazowski. That's Mike Wazowski. And then I'm just going to use the colorless blender to kind of blend that out so that there's not a line, like an obvious line there. This is just to take the stark white from the paper away from the eye. So it just looks more realistic that way. So, all right. So now I'm going to work on his horns and his nails. They're very tiny, so we don't need a lot of colors. E44 is what we're going to start with, and I'm just going to add a few like lines on his horns just so they have a little bit of personality going on there. There's not really I don't know that they really have anything on them in the show, but I feel like they need a little bit of personality. When you post the link for Sassy Club, will you let me know? Yes, I can. Yes, Tammy, I will. And I'll do it in the I'll do it in the video, under the video as soon as I get done, and then I'll send you a message. E42 is next, and I'm gonna go around the edges, you know, all the way around, because there's only going to be 3 colors here. These are so fun to color, and they're so little that they don't take too much time. E41. I'm just going to kind of pat that in there because I want to leave my little added accents on there. So there we go. We have some horns. We're going to do the same thing with his fingernails. So just putting this darkest color along the edge of his hand. Of course, those 2 that are closed, they're so tiny. They'll only get 2. Yeah, it's the Sassy Club. And I think she's talking about the affiliate. I have an affiliate link, so I'll post that one. But yes, that is where you can find them if you don't want to wait for the affiliate link. And then 41, same colors that we did the horns, but this time we're doing his little claws, and he only has claws on this hand. You can't see him on that hand, and you don't see any on his feet. Oh, no, you're fine. That's fine, Cheryl. No problem. It's not about that for me, so I will post it. If you guys want to shop from it, great. It just shows her that my coloring is helping. That's really why I do it. And then I'm going to go back to before we color him green, I'm going to go back to my C1, and I'm going to put some of this in his teeth. Because just like his eye, I want his teeth to look right as well. So that's a little bit hard to see on camera, but it really does make a difference. And then I'm just going to blend those out just a little bit with my colorless blender, just so you don't see a line on his teeth. You don't want to see that line. There we go. All right, time for the green, and then we're going to be we're going to have 2 down, 2 to go. We're rocking it tonight, you guys. We might be able to get through these guys. If we can get through all of them tonight that I had ready for tonight, we might be able to throw Sully in tomorrow night. And I know some people really wanted to see Sully. Okay, before we do the green, let's go ahead and do his eye. So we have BG78. And I'm going to touch very lightly around the edge, the outside of his eye, and then I'm going to put a few of these in there. It's the same type of idea we did with her. We just are doing it now with a little bit smaller eye. BG75 is next, and then we're not even going to do a 3rd color because he just has such a small area in his eye. I am using an extremely light touch. So I got the color in there kind of the way I want it, and then I'm just going to touch and kind of fill in most of those little areas. Now I didn't go for a 3rd color, so it looks really dark right now. So we're going to use the G000 to wash that out. So again, that horseshoe shape right along that center line right there. And I'm starting to see it move. I don't want to wash it out too much. I want it to just really stand out. Here we go one more time. And then we'll go back to the 2nd color and just put those striation lines, I guess, if you will, back in there where they were before. And then that'll make his eyes stand out a little better. There we go. So you can already see his eye popping out, which is really good. So we're finished with those. They're going in my stack. All right, on to the green. We're going to use the same green as in her dress. I like to pull the images together with color in case if I'm going to be making a card out of them together. So I'm going to start on his eye because I really want his eye to stand out. So I'm going to put a lot of this dark color on his eye. And then we're going to start putting in the shadow areas. So definitely underneath his little horn right here, along this area, and then right here. And we're going to do a little bit around the bottom of his hand, and right here, the bottom of his round body, and then a little bit on his legs. This one I'm going to do this side, and then this side, just because his hand is there. And I always like to do the bottom of the feet really, really dark because they are standing on the ground, and I feel like it needs to be dark when they're standing on the ground. I'm going to put a teeny bit here, a little bit here, and then we need to do some inside here. So I'm going to start with right up close against that nail and the underside of his hand, like that. And we only have 3 colors, so we're going to use the next color quite a bit. The next color is YG17. I'm going to start on the eye again. Starting to blend out that color. Oh, I do want to go along the lid of his eye like that. I'm also going to go around the outside of his eye, and then he's going to look super crazy. But trust the process and keep going. It will all be okay. Now we're going to go around the outside of his body and start blending these colors together. We do have one more color, so don't worry about that. My hand keeps sticking to the mat, you guys. The mat is super handy to hold your stuff still, but it also sticks your hand to the mat. We're going to start working this foot up as well. And then this one, notice it's changing that color of green quite a bit because he's more of this brighter lime-ish green than he was. You guys got quiet. Are you watching? Taking notes? Getting ready to do this yourself? We are going to go some around his mouth as well here in just a minute. So we got to get more colored in because we only have one more color. I mean, I could have picked more colors, but I didn't feel like we needed it to get the combination color that we wanted. I am going around the outside of everything with this color. And then I'm going to start working a little bit. Oh, you're watching. That's why you guys got quiet. Okay, I'm going to go around his mouth. And I'm not going to go in his teeth. I promise. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm not. Because that would be such... He looks like he has a Kool-Aid mustache now. And then I'm going to go inside between his teeth, and I will probably have to come back and do inside his teeth with the darkest color again because I like that part to be darker. There we go. Now we have one more color to go, which is YG03. So this one, we're starting to move into yellow green colors, and I think this one will nail the right color for him. So I'm going to start blending that. If it doesn't blend real well, you just have to work the lines until it blends smooth, because I don't need texture on him. I will tell you though that in the movie he has like this little bit of pink on him, so maybe let's just add that. I'll use my R11 blush pink. He usually has it like over in here, so we're just gonna stick some in here before we color with the green. It'll cover most of it up, so you won't really notice it all that much, but at least if we have it in there, we can then blend over it. There we go. Okay, it's starting to blend really nicely. I'm going to work along this eye and the mouth at the same time. I don't want him to look like he has messed up lips. So we're just going to work that line to kind of smooth it out. We just want to make sure we don't lose all of our dark that we have in there. It's coming along nicely. It looks a little bit darker on camera to me than what it looks like in real life, but you'll be able to tell when I hold it up what color it is. Gonna go along this part that's along his mouth and just kind of blend that out a little bit. I'm okay with it being quite darker down here because that is the underside of him, and you don't necessarily need to see that as a lighter color. One more on leg. I mean, when you do these that kind of resemble movies and stuff, you kind of want to get the color right before you go branching out and coloring them whatever color you want. I mean, I do. I don't know about you guys, but I like playing with the colors to blend, to get the right color. It's a challenge. Challenge accepted. You so love that green. This is one of my favorite greens. I usually add a couple more colors with it, but for him it needed to be just this color. So now we're going to work on this eyelid, and we're going to do it a little bit slower because I want to blend it, but I don't want it to lighten it at all. I really want that depth to be in there. So I'm going to take a break in between each time just to make sure that I'm not just washing the color out. There we go. Very nice. All right. So we have Mike Wazowski. We'll have to put his white gel pen on there. Oh, we should do his mouth a little bit darker. Like I said earlier, he needs to have, it needs to be darker in his mouth, so like his teeth and stuff stand out a little bit more. I almost always put the darkest color inside the mouth. It just makes such a big difference, I think. You should be able to tell just by seeing that. See how much difference that makes? It makes his mouth look like his teeth just pushed his teeth forward, just by adding that deeper color in there. Okay, here we go. Up close, this is Mike Wazowski, and see how he has a little bit of red, but not so much, which I really like. And now we'll add the gel pen to him real quick. So he'll be done with his gel pen as well. And I usually, even though he has a white in his eye, I like to enhance that a little bit by using this white gel pen. And then I want to put just a little bit along this eyelid to show a little bit of reflection, because I think it makes it look pretty cool. There we go. And then I think I'm done with him. So now we have two. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness. He's so easy to do, and you could do him lighter or darker. I think this one is a little bit darker than the other one that I did. a little bit different. He's a little bit darker than him, but it doesn't matter. I still think he looks good. I like him. All right, so next one is our cute Boo. And she's going to need a textured outfit as well. So we're going to be doing a bit of that with her. So let's start with skin tones. So for her skin tones, I have the traditional that I normally use. Oh, Boo. Yep, isn't she cute? There's 2 Boos in the set, actually. One is her in the outfit and one in her with her out of the outfit. And I colored the out of the outfit on the last one, so she's right there. And this one I thought we'd do in the outfit, so it would be a little bit different than the other one. So we're going to start with the skin tone, E000, so we can just wet the paper. We're doing good, you guys. Just wetting the paper, so it doesn't really matter any kind of pattern or any way that you're doing it, because we just want to get the paper wet so we can start coloring her. And we only have just her face. You can't see anything else on her. She is cute, isn't she? Yeah, I really like her. I really like the both of them. And now we're going to switch to E04. And we're going to put that, I have not colored this one. I have colored the other ones, but not this one. I'm doing along her hairline first. Then I like to do like a little bit inside their ears, because that part would stay kind of dark. And then because the little teeth on this outfit are kind of over her face, we're going to put just a little bit of shadow around those areas as well, just to get that shadow going on. Yeah, she's really cute. I kind of wish she had a little bit bigger eyes like these ones, but I think that would have made her look funny, so I just like to color them. But when we put white in her eye, it will look really good. Okay, so the next color we're going to use is E13, and we're going to push that color back into itself to keep that shadow going on. The top, it looks like I'm about to make her really dark, but I'm really not. This is the traditional colors we normally use, or I normally use. Dale hasn't practiced yet. Although I photographed the card he made the other day, and he will post a card soon so you guys can see. His little crafty self got busy and made a card. He made me a card, actually. And then he gave it to me, and I took a picture and said he could post it. Okay, so I'm giving her little red rosy cheeks with that same R11. I'm just doing it a little bit thicker than I did for Mike Wazowski, because I want you to see it a little bit more. E11 is next. So we're going to start blending out. So we're going to start pulling from where that last color was up there by her hairline. Starting to go around her face. Going to close in her ears because they'll remain a little bit darker. And then we'll leave a bit on the face for the last color. I'm going to put just a teeny bit up here by her nose. And now we're going to use E00 to blend the rest of that out. So it'll blend some of the blushy color as well. Just kind of smooth that out a little bit. There we go. See, her cheeks are still rosy, but not too rosy. And then notice her mouth. So I'm going to go back in with that E04 that was the darkest color and do the inside of her mouth. I think it just makes it stand out more. So that's my favorite thing to do with that. We might as well make her tongue the same pink color as her cheeks. We'll just put a little bit of a pink tongue in there. It's too small to do a whole bunch of stuff with, so we'll just use that same pink color. Awesome, awesome. All right, here we go. This is, let's do Boo's hair next. So that was skin. Let me see if I got my colors out for hair. E49, 29, 47, 59. I sound like I'm calling bingo or something. Do you guys want to say, like someday somebody's going to go bingo when I call my colors out. Okay, E49 is very, very dark. So if you don't traditionally use it, be careful with it. Don't overdo it. We just need very small doses of that. So very light touch and very tiny brush strokes, because this color is super dark. I want it to go around the area where those little balls are that are holding her ponytail, because that's where all her hair is scrunched up. And then we're going to come and add some strands of hair, never in the same like length, just some random in there, because when we add the other colors we want to be able to see those strands of hair popping out. And we're doing what's up against her face, because that's the bottom of her hairline, and on these sides just a little bit. And I should probably do a couple like in between these so they stay pretty dark. So we kind of want that to stay dark. So I'm just kind of going over that to start building in that dark color. This part right here, the hair and the face, this is really going to make or break how this looks. So we definitely want to be careful with that. Hey, Joy. So E29, this time I'm going to do a few of those strands coming up a little bit further. And I'm going to do a little bit more than I did with the other color. We only have 4 colors picked out for this one, so you have to cover a little bit more area than normal. Okay. Now these brush strokes with this one, I'm going to go in between those dark ones that I put up here already, because I don't want to blend those out. I just want to add some more. So you see all of the going back and forth there. Now we're going to do the same thing with these. We want them to go in between where we put the last ones. And notice this is quite a different color of brown, so you can really see the difference. I'm also going to do some coming from this end of the hair to start building that as well. Notice sometimes I do a brush stroke and no color comes out. That's because I'm trying so gently to do it, I don't even touch the paper. It happens. Trust me. It happens. Next is E47. Oops. I knocked it over. Okay. And then going to start filling the shadow areas down here, leaving just a meetup in the middle for the highlight. Notice I'm only going over it once because I don't want to blend those colors together. I just want to fill in any of that white space along the base of each section. And so now we have a little bit left for our highlight. This same thing here. Right along the tips of her hair and then this way, but we are going to leave white space in between for the highlight. I need to turn this, so I had to move my colors. But if you need to know, I'm on E47. Look at how pretty this hair is. It's coming out nicely. I'm very happy about that. Okay, the last color I chose was E59. It's a bit lighter. It's still going to keep her hair a dark brown. I'm going to use the side of my marker and I'm going to go up and down. I'm going to do it very, very lightly. I only want to take the white out. I don't want to mix the colors. That way we still keep all of those strands of hair and it really looks like hair. And it's okay to leave some white. Some people can. I don't know what my deal is, but I just can't leave white because to me it just looks unfinished. But when other people do it, it looks, I mean, it looks beautiful. How to do that. You've always wondered how to do that? Thank you. Oh yeah, it's the amount of pressure that you use, so you just have to be real careful with that. Next we are going to work on, let's do her light color stuff, like let me grab my C0000. Where is my C0 is the one that I want. C0, and then 44, 43, 42, 41. I have to find all these markers everywhere. 43, 42, 41. Okay, I have those. So let's put those up here. This is gonna be the like rag mop top that she has up here, and her tentacles are all going to be in these colors. So tonight we're going to do a little bit of underpainting. It's kind of an introduction type thing. So C0, I'm going to put that on just like I did with the E000 for skin, just putting in a little bit of this gray underneath the E colors that we're going to do. So I'm putting it on there, and I'm going to put it on her tentacles as well. When I do her tentacles though, I'm just doing the bottoms and the tops and the connected to her body, because that's where I need it to be darker. This one I'll do it along the bottom and closest to her body. It's a very, very light color. It's very, very hard to see. You always end up with solid color because you get frustrated. It happens to everybody when they first start coloring, so don't get too discouraged because it happened to all of us. Okay. This part is supposed to look like almost like a mop. So we're going to have to put some lines in it so that it looks like it's just very stringy. I'm not sure how well that's going to do with such a light color, so I'm kind of going over it more than once just to make it look a little bit darker. And then for the tentacles, I'm going to do just up close to her body, and then I'm going to do around these little areas, these little circle suction cup thingies, because we need to give them a bit of dimension. So and then right up close to her body. And this one, we're going to go just a little bit up here and then around the sole of her tentacle. There we go. Now E43, also light. Gonna just go over top of where these rags are. This is a little bit hard to make it look like a mop when it's this light of a color. And then we're gonna extend out, and this is really muting that brown a bit, so that's why we put that C color underneath there. Just gonna soften up these little tentacles a little bit. I thought it would change up the color, which I kind of felt like it needed, or was gonna need. So we're just kind of building this out. This will be the last one that we do tonight, I think. Oh no, we have one more, don't we? Ooh, but this color, I need to clean my markers, you guys, seriously. That marker got sticky. Okay, E42, and then the last one will be 41. So 42, we're going to do around the outside of them. We'll leave this center for the last color. I'm going to go ahead and finish the bubble parts, but we're going to leave the other part to be lighter. I feel like it'll give it a little bit more dimension if we do it that way. So that is why I chose that process. There we go. Oh, she's starting to come along nicely. E41, very light-handed, just blending these colors out. I think it's enough of a stripe and stuff in there that it could look like a mop. I'm gonna color this intersection. I am not gonna go over the darkest color because I don't want to blend that out. I just want to fill this color in. There we go. Next one we have to do is the outside of the eyes, and in the picture I saw those were black, so we're going to use T8, 6, and 5. So I'm going to start with T8. And I'm just going to go around the circle. We should have done these. Hi, Sandra. We already did, we already colored 2 other images. We're rocking it tonight. But this one, we got Boo going on right now. Can you see? We did her and we did him. It looks awesome. You like them? They're coming along nicely. The only other one I have for tonight is this one. And he's so tiny. And then tomorrow we're going to create the pop-up box with the characters. And since we got through quite a few of them, we might color Sully tomorrow night too. So I think we'll have time.
Extra little surprise in it.
Oh, thanks. What's that, honey?
And an extra little surprise addition.
What's that?
The door.
Oh, yes, and a surprise. And we're gonna add something to it that Dale made, so it's gonna be super cute. Mike looks so good. I like Mike. He was easy to color. I like her. I like her. She's so cool looking. Okay, I'm going to go with my C1 real quick, and I'm going to go around these teeth just a little bit. And I am going to leave that like that. I'm not going to wash that out. I'm also going to do just a little bit along here. We are going to go back in with the colorless blender, but we're going to wait because we just did the black, so we don't want to mess with the black. So now let's work on the body, the outfit. And we need to have some scales on the outfit because it's supposed to be like an octopus for you to send up to. My address is blah 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 for you to send them to me. Okay, outfit. I need to pull some purples out that we used for her, Cecilia. Okay, we need the 17. I did already write my colors down, so at least we don't have to wait for that. But I did not color. I have not colored this one before, so V15. But I am already choosing my colors, and I hope they're going to work out nicely. So far, so good. V12, V22, and V01 are the 4 that I chose for her outfit. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. And we're going to make those in her hair pink because her outfit underneath is pink. So it's not really going to match the outfit that she has on, but there's a reason for that. So, okay. So I'm going to start off doing the little hoodie part in the background here, closest to her head, that would have a little bit of a shadow there. And then we're going to start building our design on her outfit. So this one I'm going to do sort of like we did the other one, but we're going to do them in triangles instead of rounded like scales. They'll still look like scales, but they'll be a little bit different. It'll just give it a little bit of a different look. So that is what I was going for. Just making diamonds all over. That is my plan. And I feel like when we get done, it's going to look super cool. And you're going to be like, it's that easy. It is that easy, really. Once you get the hang of it, you can put any pattern on there. They're just triangles all the way down. See? Super simple. How often do you change your nibs? Oh, thanks. I change them when they get weak or sometimes sticky. So these ones are still, this one's still pretty firm, so I don't change them all that often, I don't think. Probably more than the average person would, but for me, I try to make them last. Also, like the colorless blender, that one gets replaced a lot. putting in some shadow area in here because even though we have a design, we still need our little shadow area. And I really want these lines to stand out. The artist drawn lines. There we go. Just like that. So next we have V15, and those who know the colors know that this will be a brighter color. It's not as dark as the other one, but we're only going to be using it to do shadow effects for now. Because we have several other colors to do the rest of it. So we're going to do a little bit up here around this part. So we need that hood to stay same color as her outfit. And we need to make sure we don't color the teeth. Yeah, don't change them often either because I don't feel like I'm heavy-handed. Yeah, if you're not breaking down the nib, you don't really have to replace it. I sometimes replace more because it's clogged up than I do because it's weak. But my colorless blender, I worked that one pretty hard. So, all right, same thing. We're still starting to add a little bit more in here. So we need some really light color. So I'm going along these lines. Keep the belly open. Because the next color is gonna dull it down a bit. And I'm okay with that. I wanted it to be just, her outfit is, some places show it really, really bright and some people show it muted down. So I'm gonna do a little of both. So V22, this is called Ash Lavender, so it does kind of dull it down, but don't worry, we have one more color to pop it back up. So I'm just going to start very lightly filling this in. I'm not blending, I'm just filling it in because the blend technique's going to happen on the last step. So I'm just putting the color in there so that it gets in there. It's almost like underpainting a little bit. Okay, B01, this is where we're going to blend it all out. This is back to the very bright but subtle purple. So now the hoodie is done. And then this is where we're going to do, I'm probably doing maybe a pressure of 3, blending this together. I don't want to lose my scales, but I do want them to become slightly softer. I don't want this to really stand out. So I went over it like 2 to 3 times. I pressed down at about a pressure of 3 or so to really get that color in there. And then it kind of starts blending those colors together and softening it up. I'm going to go in and just soften it a little bit more. And so that what that means is I'm just touching just going over those lines I put in there with this marker and just dabbing them to kind of make those harsher lines spread out a little bit more so that it looks a little more subtle. Love it. It worked out great. Now we have to go back to our colorless blender real quick. As I told you, I was going to blend out those eyes with that colorless blender where I put that light gray. I'm not going to do it on the teeth. I'm okay with the teeth. And then we have to get those pink colors for her that she had on her outfit before. So I'm pretty sure, not absolutely sure, but I'm pretty sure I used like the RV06 and the RV04 and some of those, but we're gonna make these pink because her outfit was pink. It wasn't purple. 6 RV04, and then we only need one more to do the tips, which is going to be RV02, which we used for something else, lipstick I think. So we're make sure we don't touch any of the brown. We don't want to pull the brown in, but we definitely want to keep the tops of these balls light enough that they look like they stand out. We need our white gel pen to finish her up. So we're going to give her little eyes. Well, we probably need a little bigger than that. We're going to put a little bit on top of these little balls up here so they look like they have a little reflection. We're actually going to put some eyes in this weird guy up here because I think that would be really cute. And then we can just put a little bit on her little feet if we want. We'll probably put some on these tentacles so they stand out a little bit more as well. You'll see as I touch them how you can see that it makes them a little bit more dimensional to add that in there. So there we go. Now they look like they're really standing out. Just awesome. Let me hold her up close so you can see what she looks like. She's very adorable. She came out really nicely. We'll set her right beside this one. And then we might as well do this one. It'll take us maybe 5-10 minutes. This is the little toy that he uses to entertain her so that she laughs instead of crying. And we are going to do that in 77, 74, 71, 70. We have a lot of markers on my desk right now, you guys. Seriously. And 70. And then we need E43 and E40. Yes, I picked these colors ahead of time. E40 and then the C1 and the colorless blender. So we'll start with C1, which is going to be just for the eye. We're just going to go around the eye like we did on the other ones. Again, I know you probably can't see that all that well on the camera, but it is a step that's well worth doing. You really can see the difference when you finish. And then we're going to do the little horns on this little guy. So we're going to start with 43. And I'm just going to put, he's so tiny, I'm just going to put a little bit up there on the top where the artist drawn lines are, and then at the base of the horns. And then I'm going to go in with E40 and just kind of dab in E40 so that I don't blend out those lines I put. There we go. Now he has his little horns done. Now for him, I want him to look fuzzy, but not like a real animal. So not like fur, but just fuzzy. So what I'm going to do to try to get that effect is to go in here first and put my shadow areas in with this darkest color. I'll put just a little bit between these little tentacles he has. And then of course I'll go along the bottom. And then I like to put a little bit where the horns are, just because I feel like they would be shadowing, even though this isn't even a real object. It's just a toy. I'm going to put a little bit of these dots starting on this little guy on his tentacles. There we go. Just like that. Looking very cool. You like them so far? I'm so glad to hear that. E74 is next. This one, I'm going to go ahead and do the outside and blend out that color that I already put on there, and then we're going to put his fuzzy stuff. I really want to go around his eye. So you have to do that really delicately so you don't go inside the eye. So make sure you're holding your marker upright, because that's where you'll get the skinniest lines. So I'm going to blend out just a little bit along the edge of these. And then we're going to start building in more dots all over the place so we can make him a little bit more fuzzy. And normally it's just areas, but we want this whole little guy to be really fuzzy. We do have to leave room for the other colors, but the other colors are really, really light. So I need him to be fuzzy. He's gonna look funny. That one, it is very small. It's a very small image. So a lot of holding your marker upright for sure. He looks like he has the measles, except they're not red. He's 71. So I'm going to go around the outside edges that I haven't already gone around with this color, like just the outside of the hands and the outside of everything. And then I'm going to go in and do some more of this stippling type technique so that he'll look really fuzzy when we get done. There'll be some white spaces that'll be for the last color. There we go. Now we're going to use E70 to finish it up, but we're not going to brush. We're going to do it in dots. Now I'm pressing a little bit harder so the marker covers more space and puts more ink on the paper. So that's important to me right now, is filling it in. Perfect. Doesn't he look fuzzy? We're going to give him a little white in his eye. It is really small. That's why I knew it wouldn't take us so long. But doesn't he look fuzzy? He looks like a cute little fuzzy doll. So now we have all of these finished for our part 2 tomorrow night, which is we will use all of these for a project. But I'm going to try to do Sully tomorrow night too, so we can add him, because I kind of feel like he needs to be in this group as well. Oh, here they are. I think we need Sully. So we'll for sure add him tomorrow night. But here's our little guys for tonight. These sets are awesome and so much fun. I have taken them from both of the sets. So these two from this set. Oh, I should zoom out so you can see it a little better. Okay. I took these two from this set, and I took this one and this one from this set. So there's 2 sets. We Scare and For You. And then I will post the link to the shop on this video so you guys can go grab yours. Tomorrow I will also announce what we're going to do for the next week, so you guys can prepare for that if you want to get ready for that. I'm so glad you guys like them. Look at her. She's, oh my gosh, those eyes. That just makes me laugh. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Show the one for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we'll color Thursday. Sully. And then, what?
Thursday.
Oh, it's not tomorrow. It's Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is the one that I made beforehand, because a friend came over and she wanted me to help her color Sully, so we did it. Yes. And then we're going to make one of these on Thursday night. And we're going to add these, and then we're going to color Sully and add him as well. And we're going to make all of that on Thursday night. So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I'll be back on Thursday, 8:30 Central. And but next week we'll be doing something. I have something up my sleeve. So I will make that announcement on Thursday. and I will see you the following week after that. So Thursday night for the project. Don't forget, check YouTube if you miss. There's shorts on YouTube as well, so check all of that good stuff out, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Good night.